This is KC Tunes and Brews. Local beer, local coffee, and local music. From the City of Fountains, I'm your host, Adam Bartling. All right, this is episode number 8 of KC Tunes and Brews, and the reason I hesitate is because I just did an interview this week with Casual Animal Brewing in Crossroads, and I kept saying, thanks for being episode 6, man. And then I realized that it was the 7th one, and I said it like 10 times, a bunch of times in the podcast. Yeah. So anyway, this is number 8, and I know that for sure. I may lie, I don't know. But anyway, and we're here, and my guest today is Courtney Ann Hall. And she battled the ice and coldness to come over here from North Kansas City is where you live, correct?
Yeah.
So that's the first challenge, and I appreciate you coming. So.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I used to live like right over here, so.
Oh, and you were in Independence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I
nice.
was on the square for like 2 years, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
the square's pretty nice in Independence.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It looks like they're really doing some improvements down there and stuff too. So
putting a brewery in?
Yeah, 3 Trails, I think, is what it's called.
I would like to go to there.
Me too. I would love to go to there, and I probably will at some point.
Started putting it in right when I moved away, too, so that was...
Yeah, there is I don't know if you are familiar with Apex in Independence, but that one's already open.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm like the worst when it comes to, like, knowing local craft beers and stuff, because I, like, have just been in one spot, it feels like. So, like, I've got Boulevard, and then Colony was brewing for a long time.
And they stopped, right?
They stopped,
yeah,
but
that's a bummer.
It's going to be okay because they're improving, like, every other aspect of their company, like of the business, too.
Cool.
So Rhino's going to be bigger. And
oh, that's awesome.
They've got big plans, which is really good for them. I'm sad because I loved some of the beers.
Yeah, I know. I did an interview out there. It was like only like the first brewery I did on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked with Rodney, who was the brewer. And
I love Rodney, yeah.
It was super cool. It was like one of the very, very first ones. I'm still in the beginning stages of all this, but I was so nervous, and
Ronnie's so nice,
he made it
too.
so
like,
well,
yeah, and he's still brewing, too, that's when I found out, like, I went to him, I was like, are you going to be okay? And he's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. So,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought he was going to be sad because it wasn't going to be going down anymore for him, huh?
Kind of, well, that's just, like, what I immediately went to, and then when he was like, yeah, no, actually, I'm, like, buying most of the equipment, and just going to keep going. I was like, oh, of course, like, why was I even worried in the first place?
Yeah,
so.
Cool. So, yeah, you, I did see on your Facebook and Instagram that it looks like you're at Rhino a lot. You play a lot of shows there.
I have, yeah. I was going there every Monday night. They have an open mic night called Song Lab, and I've just kind of been taking a break from performing lately, but I love going there, and it's just, like, a huge community of, like, local musicians all testing out all of their new stuff that they've been writing and everything. So.
Oh yeah, on the song, what is it called again?
Song Lab.
Song Lab. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like they do a lot of cool stuff like that. It seems like every night they got something else going on.
So like Mondays is Song Lab, and then Tuesdays there's usually some kind of gig going down, and then Wednesday's Laugh Lab, which is the comedy version.
Oh, cool.
Of open mic, and then they just like always have something going on there, and
That's awesome.
I've seen some of my favorite bands come through there. So
they do a lot of national touring stuff through there too, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just don't have time right now.
Oh, the baby?
Yeah, the baby. Yeah, baby and working, and it just, where's the time go?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think once we're able to get out and about again, we'll probably finally see a show there, because I have not actually seen a show there. So.
Being able to like be a part of somebody's gig that's like so intimate, and like even playing like where it's so intimate, it's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Such
a great venue and such a great place, and if people haven't been there, they should go there.
Definitely. North KC is a kind of a hidden gem. For me, when we moved to Independence, I didn't know anything that was going on out there. I met someone. Oh, the only reason that we ever went there in the first place was the hospital. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of branched off after the first time we found out about, Carter. We went there, and then we went to Colony after the appointment to kind of celebrate everything. And that was like, wow, this is a pretty cool area up here.
Yeah, there's crazy cool stuff. Chicken Pick is down there, and or
they
Chicken
have
and Pickle.
Chicken and Pickle, yeah. I
And
haven't been there either. I've heard of it.
It's honestly like Chicken and Pickle is one of my favorite like summertime activities. The only issue is it's so cool that it's everybody's favorite
It's so
summertime
busy.
activity.
Huh?
Yeah, so
Yeah, Chicken and Pickle.
luckily with my job, like sometimes we get off in the middle of the day so we can go hang
Oh,
out
that's
there
amazing.
and
Yeah.
stuff, and
You got to beat the crowd, right?
gotta beat the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right on. Yeah, that's where else have you played? What else do you do?
So I've played at Rhino quite a bit. I've also like been playing. I have a gig tomorrow at Mockingbird Lounge in North Kansas City.
Cool.
So I played there a couple times.
Tomorrow night, Saturday night, or
Sunday
Sunday
night.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
Saturday.
They call it Songbird Sundays, and they do so.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, they do every week, and this is like the first time that I'll be like headlining
Oh,
type
nice.
of thing.
That's
So
a good feeling.
I guess so. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. I feel like it's gonna be the same as every other time, but I'll just play second.
Yeah, well, you're just comfortable enough
it's
now. And
yeah,
it's
it's
like,
a super chill environment out there, and
yeah, cool.
yeah, so
You said you aren't playing shows for a while. Are you focusing on writing songs?
I kind of like took a break from it. I felt I'm trying to figure out this whole music like thing, and I felt
I think
like
we all are.
I was kind of just being seen in the same place too many times.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I want to be bookable, like I want to be marketable to promoters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I think that playing once a week at the same venue, I sound dumb even like saying it. Like I feel like that kind of hurt me a little bit. That being said,
Well,
Song Lab has made my music career what it is, and I love it, and I still go, and I've watched, and I still like love everybody there and everything, and I'll
cool.
still play. Like I played
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago there, but I'm trying to like look out for myself and trying to figure out what like the best way to go is right now. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah. Well. So. Good Lord. I totally drew a blank. I thought it was my phone for a second. I do this a lot. We got the video. I'm in transition mode trying to get like how I'm going to do these videos, and this is the first time we've done it this way, and I usually have my phone here, so if I'm getting texted or something, I can just ignore it. But
Yeah.
yeah. So let's play a song, and I'll see if I can remember what I was going to say.
Okay. Yeah.
And you feel free to discuss
Just talk
like
about
a
it.
meaning in your song or or influence or
Yeah. Okay.
whatever.
I'll play you my single that is out on Spotify first, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
It's called Bottom Shelf. This was like the first song that I ever wrote. And I wrote it, it's been just over a year ago. And I wrote it like I was just getting out of a relationship, kind of. And it's like in the months of getting out of a relationship and like trying to date again and all this stuff. And like kind of like the relationship that I was in for that 2 and some change years, like I had ended up being cheated on the whole time.
Oh,
and, like,
man.
Found
Yeah.
like I wrote this song after I found out that he was like marrying the girl that he was cheating on me on with
Wow.
for like a year and a half of our relationship. It was just kind of a lie type of thing, and that's okay. Like that's fine because I'm better off
Now you are,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
don't deserve-
I kind of was like dating and like still being treated the same, and just also not taking care of myself and all this stuff. So I kind of like had this like wake up moment, and I kind of wrote this song Bottom Shelf where it's, I'll just play it. That was a pretty good segue. Okay. It's okay if you leave me, but baby, just try to see it through my eyes. When it's over, then it's over. But for now, I really like to talk to you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
You can tell it's one you've played. I mean, you just seem very comfortable with that one.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of was going to a place in my mind. I could just imagine. I'm thinking of now. My mind is at the Rhino. Mm-hmm. So I'm just picturing the Rhino, kind of like dark out. It's dim in there.
Oh,
is it going
sorry.
over the PA? You're good.
Yeah, no. I actually, what's funny is,
And people, singing along. It's probably a sing along.
yeah, people have been like starting to sing it, and like, since it's been now, I'm still like under 1,000 streams, which is fine, but. Like
It's
people
not
are
easy.
starting to recognize the song, and like and the recording is like a big sound, and it's full
cool.
band.
Oh, really? Wow. Cool.
Yeah, I actually have been playing that song with like a guitarist and stuff too. So it's starting to like really come into something
Cool.
really huge live. But obviously the recording is I can't like just have the keyboard with me and like a drummer and all the time.
You
but
can always do backing tracks, but it's always so hard.
yeah. But
So.
it's funny you mentioned the Rhinos. The last time I played there, they had this like hip hop show come through, and I knew the artist goes by Shiloh, and I knew him from like years ago, from back when I was a stagehand. And
Stagehand. We're gonna get into that too.
yeah, okay,
We'll talk
it's
about
a
that.
big long story.
Okay. Yeah.
Back when I was a stagehand, yeah, and he like hit me up, and he was like, hey, like our album release show is like 2 days from now, and our opener dropped out. Can you come play? And I was like, I play cry songs, right? Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's too, like, kind of late in the game for me to get a band together and all this stuff. But, like, he convinced me to, and the promoter convinced me to do it, too. So I did it. And the whole, like, leading up to it, and it's at Rhino. Like, I know the people there and all this stuff, but, like, this is a completely different crowd than I'm used to playing in front of.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So I'm nervous. I'm changing my set list, like, up to 5 minutes before the set and everything. Like, I borrow Ben's guitar, like, all this stuff. And I get up there, and I started, like, with this song, and people just, like, it was exactly what I want my shows to be. Like, people were... Because usually, like, when you think, like, oh, like, singer-songwriter... People put out like tables to like sit and listen and cheer. People were like standing and like actually like I was making eye contact with them, and it was like such a cool experience.
That's amazing, yeah.
And then like cut to an hour later, and everybody's like dancing to this like cool rap.
Well, you think
hip-hop
about
thing.
think about like the rap show. People are there ready to be pumped up, so they're already kind of stand. It kind of reminds me of being in the crowd for something. I'm there for a certain band, and I know their vibe, but I don't really know what's coming before them. So maybe and it's just kind of the way it works. The most unexpected things seem to be like the most memorable.
And
at
that's
the
the
same
thing
time.
is like I know that they weren't there to see me, and they weren't there because I wasn't even on like the flyer. I was barely on that bill.
Yeah.
And but they all like listened and liked it too, and so that was a really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. How long ago was that? Did you say?
That was just a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Holy cow. That's awesome. So you're still coming down. You're still coming down from that.
Yeah,
that high a little bit. That's awesome.
I love that. So, but then other gigs. So, I played last Sunday at Mockingbird as well, and there were 3 people there. So
I was just gonna ask you. I tried the singer-songwriter thing for a while, and I just got sick of going up to. I mean, I really admire singer-songwriters who continue to do it, just because like you play a lot of shows where it seems like, why did I even drag this stuff out here? It seems so, and then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna end early, or that's I'm going off the way I remember it being on stage, and it's just frustrating, I'm sure. So
and that's the thing is like I don't play a lot of covers, and it's not because like I have original. It's because I have like this actual fear that I'm just gonna mess somebody else's song up so badly. So
it's a legit fear.
Yeah, and I don't like Taylor Swift could be in the audience,
Yeah.
like they're gonna hear it. So I don't want to be the one to like, I don't know. I don't want to mess it up, and I don't want or people not to like my version of it. So the fact that like when I go play a gig, like I kind of know like either they're gonna listen or they're not, because this is all these songs are my heart, and they haven't heard them before unless they've heard me before, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like I get a lot of anxiety sometimes. Like I don't really have any performance. Like I'm not shy, stage fright or anything.
Yeah.
But I do get nervous that like just everyone's gonna like walk away, and I'm just gonna play to 3 people.
Right, and it just it just kind of clears out, and it's
Yeah.
you and a couple people who just stay because they're meeting some.
Yeah.
You know, I've been there.
Or they like it.
Or they like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's cool. It's interesting. I never saw myself. I always wanted to be in like a pop punk band growing up.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
And I never like
Fit the part.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I never like thought I'd be like just like a solo artist like this, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So do you kind of always do the ukulele, or I know you said you borrowed a guitar one time, but
Yeah, I mostly do ukulele. But my like New Year's thing, I got a guitar like not like November 18, November 17 for my birthday.
Oh, okay. That was a while ago.
Yeah, and I didn't really pick it up until December of last year because I was like, I'm going to learn how to play this. By the end, I'm going to have a song written by. So picked it up in December, figured it out enough to write a song, and now like 2019 is the year of like I'm going to start playing guitar more and writing.
Do you actually want to, or do you feel like you have to?
I want
as a
to.
musician, you know.
I kind of feel like I have to. Like people all the time are like, ukulele's not a real instrument, and I'm like, no, I'm holding it right here. This is a real instrument.
How's it not real? I was gonna say like I like how unique it is, and someone who can write. You know, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I'm not like
really.
It's kind of cool. Like people ask me all the time, like, "Oh, play Somewhere Over the Rainbow," and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna play Riptide or like the Volcano song." Like this is a real instrument to me, and I'm not saying that people that play that don't think it is, but like the ukulele like has brought me to where I am now. You know, like musically.
Yeah, exactly.
And it took me to where I want to go, and like I
think it's cool that you own it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, totally. It's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's funny because I have a 6-string ukulele, so people always
cool.
like think that I'm the girl with the tiny guitar, and not like.
Oh yeah.
People don't think it's an actual ukulele half
I've never
the
seen
time.
a 6-string ukulele. I don't think,
Yeah.
or even knew that existed.
I don't know much about them. When I got my first ukulele, my dad bought it for me, and I was just like begging, like I just want to get a ukulele, and it's my birthday, like type of thing. And he took me to this like little shop in Manhattan, Kansas, and they had this ukulele was there, and then there was another ukulele because my dad's like, I'm not gonna spend $400 on ukulele.
Yeah,
for
that's
you.
crazy.
And I was like, okay, you're right. So I got a little $100 ukulele, and learned how to play it, and then after I wrote Bottom Shelf. I was like, you know what? Like you and people are liking it and hearing it. I was like, you earned this, Courtney. So I went and I bought myself the 6-string
definitely.
ukulele.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's when you kind of feel like, okay, this is going to be my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you stuck with it.
Me too.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really different, and people probably know you as that person. Like you stand out because of that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get to musical influences,
Okay.
but let's play another song first.
Okay, cool. Let's do you mind if I do like a slow one?
I want you to do whatever you want to do.
Okay. So this is Bobby's Bed, and I wrote this song after a heartbreak that I had last summer. And I have like my two like huge, all my songs are pretty much heartbreak songs, but I have definitely like the FU song, which you'll hear later. And then I have this song, which is probably, I wrote this like at the depths of the being really sad. And it came to me like one morning, it just like snapped. And it was after like this series of events where I was like told like, you don't care about me because you're not texting me back or like accepting my apologies and all this stuff. And I was just trying to do what was best for me type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But really what I wanted to do was talk and just hang out and drink a lot of beer and, you know.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yep.
It really is.
I just wanted to do our normal stuff, but we couldn't anymore because you'll find out. But
Yeah.
So this song's called Bobby's Bed.
All right.
Nope, that's not how it goes. Laying on the floor in my apartment, It's been too long since I've been outside. Wonder if you're still trying to prove everybody wrong. I'm sure I never cross your mind. I feel shitty 'cause I still miss you. I can't get us out of my head. I think about the night when we laid in Bobby's bed, and you meant it. At least that's what you said. So go ahead, I wanna hear you say it. Only 'cause I miss the crack in your voice. And every day you have my heart, you break it. Say it just to say it until I'm destroyed. This morning when I woke up, I immediately fell down. As I lay there, I realized you're next to me on the ground. So I told you not to get drunk. Just to tell me that I don't care. Even though I said that I don't want to talk, I do, and I wish you were here. So go ahead, I wanna hear you say it. Only 'cause I miss the crack in your voice. Every day you have my heart, you break it. Say it just to say it until I'm destroyed. Sorry.
The only thing that makes you smile in that song. I
don't know where we're going. I can't be. We were my best friend. One more time, I wanna hear you say it. I still miss the crack in your voice. Every day you have my heart, you break it. Say it just to say it. Say it just to say it. Say it just to say it until I'm destroyed. Bobby's
Wow.
it.
I like it. The sad songs are always the best because you really can float back into. It's relatable. You know,
Yeah.
everyone can relate with that situation.
It's so weird though, because, well, I guess it's not weird because people tell me that all the time that it's relatable. But like, as I was like literally laying there on my apartment floor, like watching the wind blow through the leaves on the trees, I was thinking nobody has ever felt this way, and I'm all
yeah,
alone in
right.
the entire world. But
It's exactly, well, you know, yeah.
yeah,
Like, you can't specifically relate with the cat's bed in your life, but you can think of things. It's kind of like in past relationships that went south, you know.
yeah,
You remember all the things that you know, that you were
Mm-hmm.
around and the things that you'll remember for a while. So,
yeah.
I don't know. That's I don't know. All I was doing was going through different memories. So yeah, very very relatable. And I was also trying to think like, man, who does this sound like? Because I want to get to influences, but I don't know. Jewel?
People
you-
tell me that a lot.
Really? Okay.
I know that I probably should be able to name a Jewel song, but I don't. I can't.
These hands,
okay.
these hands are my own. They are not yours. They are my own. That's the only Jewel song that I can think of right now. But there's a bunch of different ones.
I know there's definitely like some that I would be able to recognize and be like, oh, that's Jewel. Okay.
Yeah.
No, my mom.
So obviously that's not a big influence, right?
Yeah, my mom used to listen to her, but
Okay.
my influences are really like kind of interesting because I don't really think I sound like them at all. Like, if that makes sense. I mean, I am a hoe for some singer-songwriter content. Like, I love listening to singer-songwriters. But like when I was growing up, and I think as far as lyrics, so I work like crazy hard on my lyrics, and I just like put my entire heart out, and I'll like finish a song, and then I'll just have to cry for a week and a half afterwards, type of thing. Like Bobby's Bed did that to me.
Well, you know that you're singing right from the heart.
Yeah.
Like everything's coming out.
So I think that all that's because my dad and I used to listen to Pink Floyd like crazy.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, Roger Waters' Final Cut is my favorite like album, Pink Floyd album. But he like just sings so much about his life and about history and like all this stuff. And like, it also was kind of ran parallels to my life because my dad was in the military and all this like stuff that happened.
What branch
growing
was
up.
he in?
He was in the Army.
Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of like I always was able to relate to it in high school. I would annoy my friends and be like, have you heard the Pink Floyd's Final Cut yet? Because we're about to listen to an hour and a half of music nonstop and then we're going to listen to it over again, you know?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like what I listen to on the daily and on the reg, it's like Mayday Parade.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And,
sure. Could see that.
Yeah, I listen to them a lot. Like pretty much I was listening to them on the way. I still listen to.
Are they they're still doing stuff? I know they've been around a while.
Yeah,
right?
they just had their 10-year anniversary
10 years.
of A Lesson in Romantics, and I
Wow.
went to that. And I actually think that was, oh my God, was that almost 2 years now ago? I think it was just a year ago. I'm not sure. Either way, that concert was amazing.
Where was that at?
It was at the Granada in Lawrence.
Oh, the Granada. Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw, my wife and I went and saw Hanson there, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's a huge Hanson fan.
As
and
she should be.
Everyone in the world knows Mbop, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was the only time I've been to that venue. Anyway, not to interject your story with mine.
No, you're good.
I know what you're talking about. It was a cool place.
Yeah. So I don't know. I listen to a lot of artists that like really put their hearts out there, like Blocktober, the early Blocktober stuff.
Oh, I love Blue October.
I do too. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing good things now, but I'm talking like History for Sale, Foiled, The Answers.
I can relate with you on some of that for sure.
Yeah, like
there was a song, I don't know, I know you know it, but a lot of people don't know, 18th Floor Balcony.
Oh, and we're flying away.
Yeah. It's the best song from Blue October, in my opinion. I love that song.
I can't even like name a favorite song by them. One of like the few covers that I play, and by few I mean 2 covers. They're both Blue October songs.
Oh, nice.
It's Italian Radio, and then I truly think that "Sound of Pulling Heaven Down" is one of the most influential songs of my life. Like,
I'm not even familiar with that
oh,
one. I
it's
don't think.
so good. It's like he kind of like builds this whole like world around like this person, like the world's ending, like
Oh wow. Okay.
and now we're here together, and like you make the sound of pulling heaven down, and like this is stupid and dumb, but like oh man.
So that's kind of like where you get your ideas for all the relationship songs.
I
and
guess
stuff.
so. Yeah.
They have a lot of that too, and he has that guy. What's his name? Lead guy?
Justin, something with an F, something Field. But his first name's Justin.
Okay.
I know that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just thought you would know. I mean, it doesn't. I don't care if you know or not. But,
I'm not a real fan.
Yeah, no. I just remember. Just hearing stories about his past and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was pretty dark.
And he's so I the first like concert I ever bought tickets to was Blocktober, and I was living in Louisiana at the time, and I got them from my dad because my dad and I kind of bonded over Blocktober, and it was after they put out Foiled, which has like "Hate Me Today," only song that people like.
I want to get this on camera too.
Oh, you're good.
Cheers. We got KC Tunes and Brew. This is the St. Louis brewery, by the way.
I love them.
Continue. Sorry, I want to make sure that I saw that beer was about to be gone.
Yeah,
so.
I'm very good at drinking beer. Yeah, I bought those tickets for my dad. Like surprised him. We drove to somewhere in Texas to go see. I got out of school early. I was in the 7th grade.
It's a pretty
at the
far
time.
drive, right? Or
it was like maybe a couple 3 hours, something like that.
So you guys, it was on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I forget how big Texas is.
It's
got
very
borders
large.
on everything.
They would say that it's big in Texas. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some insert joke here.
Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas.
But it was during the deepest throes of like Justin's like, what appeared to be like he walked out. We were all waiting in line because I made my dad like, we have to go early. We have to get a spot up front. I am 12 years old and I don't know anything about my ears yet, type of thing. And so we're waiting in line to get in, and he like walks out, and I walked up to him and I was like, "You're like so amazing, like, blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
Like, can I get your autograph?" And he autographed my ticket, but he wouldn't like look me in the eye. Like, he just looked like he didn't want to be there. That being said, that was the best concert I've ever been to.
Always is. Right.
Since then, I've seen them like 3 or 4 more times. I will always go see Blocktober when they're in town. I don't care if I'm like not as into their newer stuff. Like, I will always go see them. And his like entire life and attitude has been like changed for like the better for him. Like, you can tell that he's mentally fine.
But the music suffers a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the music suffers per se. I think that it's just like not as relatable to me in my life right now.
I see. They got a new song out called like "Happy" or something, right?
If it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I still know them.
Yeah.
I still know the songs.
I know. I actually hearing that song, I was kind of like, wow, they're
changed a lot.
Stepped out of the darkness a little bit.
I love that he and like the whole band, like, I don't know, you can see the journey of his life through his music, through like from The Answer to Consent Treatment, I think is what it's called, and then History for Sale. Like, as you just like go through the albums, like you can hear the shift and everything, Approaching Normal, and then you go back to Any Man in America, like after like his life. Okay, yeah, Blocktober is my biggest
Okay, yeah.
inspiration.
So far, that's all we've talked about, and the whole discography and everything.
Yeah.
How many albums do they have out? Do you know?
Oh gosh, so History for Sale, Foiled was after that, Approaching Normal, Any Man in America, and I think there's 2 after that.
Wow.
So 8,
Okay.
7 or 8.
I didn't even know they had that many out, to be honest.
Yeah. You got to start from the beginning.
Now that you mention it, I will, because I like them, but I just never liked them enough to get super but it wasn't.
That's the thing is, like, people heard, like, Hate Me, right? That was their first, like, hit.
Big radio song.
Mm-hmm. And people just, like, immediately made fun of it and made fun of me for liking them, but I've always stood by them and, like, no, they're like, this is content.
Yeah, you got your ukulele and you're like instead of a pitch, like you're protesting, like, Blue October.
Blue October's really good, guys, I promise.
Yeah, and I'm a ukulele player and I'm proud of it. I love them both.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's cool. What else? Who else?
Haley Blay. Do you know who Haley Blay is?
I don't think so.
She's a little ukulele girl. And by ukulele girl, she's amazing. And she's like, she started, I don't know what she started as, so I'm not going to like act like I know. But like I found her because I wanted to cut my bangs. And I went on YouTube to like see tutorials of people cutting their own bangs. Because I'm also a licensed cosmetologist. So I can do it.
Got a lot of stuff.
But I also wanted to like see other people do it before I committed. And she has this like video. The first one I ever saw was me getting drunk and cutting my bangs or something like that. And then, so the first was that, and it was hilarious and amazing, and the bangs turned out well. And then it like goes into like this song, like over a vlog type of thing. And I was like, who is this? She has like 2 or 3 EPs out now. And she is killing the game in Canada. I wish that she was here.
Oh, man.
All the time. Wow. Yeah. No,
Haley? Okay.
Haley Blay.
I'll have you write that down for me so I can look it up sometime.
Yeah, I absolutely will.
Because I'll forget.
She's amazing and just like the coolest. She's like, I don't follow a lot of people as far as like Instagram and Twitter and all this stuff. But I do like, when I see that she has a new post, I always like read about it, or I'll go to her page sometime to see if she has a new video or something, because she's honestly, like, she's my PLM, my please like me. Like, if I met her, I'd be like, please like me. Yeah. Like, I think that you're so cool.
Just take your instrument with you.
Yeah, I should. Like, have you ever seen one of these?
Yeah.
This is my, like, thing that people want to talk to me about is like, oh, is that a 6-string ukulele? And I'll be like, yes, be my friend. Like, be my friend because I, like, can catch your eye.
So that one, how does that work on the 6 strings on there?
So, like, the A and the G are doubled.
Okay.
I think I'm wrong. C.
What is standard? What's the tuning?
Yeah, that's what I should know right now. I think it's C, G, D, A. So
C, G, D,
people
A.
ask me that all the time, and I'm like, nah, they're just like strings.
So the low string is C.
Yeah, I said well, but then it has this one here that's just doubled. That's doubled. And it just, like, adds a way full, like, bigger sound to the whole instrument.
A little more resonance.
And it also, like, it's built like a guitar. Like, if you want to hold it, it feels... A lot of ukuleles, like, don't feel... I don't know.
I could see how that could be...
They feel like a toy, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's like one of the like a first act guitar or something from Walmart.
And when I hold that, like, it's...
I could see why that would be so fun to play.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it looks like it's also got the Fishman electronics, so you got...
It does.
You can plug into the PA. And
oh, yeah. No, yeah.
That's awesome.
That was one thing, even with my first ukulele, that's, like, kind of shitty, is, like, it still has to have a pickup on it, because homie don't play around.
That was the one before you took the jump to the $400 one that you rewarded yourself with. Yeah, no, that's totally worth it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you want to play a song, or do you want to talk about the audio engineering? Let's play a song,
let's play a song.
And then we'll...
Okay, so I talked earlier about my FU song.
Oh, sweet.
This is it. It's called Heart Bomb. And I wrote this one after a trip to Texas, and a night that I had with a certain somebody after drinking too many Lone Star beers.
Are you from Louisiana originally?
I'm from Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. Where at?
Moreland, Oklahoma. It's like near Enid. It's nowhere.
Like 2 or 3 states like Tulsa and Oklahoma City, which I've never been to, but I've been to Tulsa.
Yeah, we're just kind of like in the middle of red dirt nowhere out there.
Okay,
so.
yeah.
But my mom's side's from Texas, so we love.
How long have you been in KC then?
Going on 4 years now.
Okay.
So I moved here in 2015. Like, I moved here, boom, Royals won the World Series.
Oh, that's right.
And I've never I was like,
awesome.
this is what it's gonna be like living here every day. And it is. Move to Kansas City.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, any reason that you did move here? Like we can.
Yeah, that kind of goes into my career.
Okay, let's do the song and we'll talk about that. Yep, perfect.
Okay, so Heart Bomb wrote after I went to Texas. This person and I drank way too many beers. This is the same person that I wrote Bobby's Bed about. So,
okay.
Bobby's Bed happened first, and then Heart Bomb came from it. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Also, yes, it does say get drunk in your car, but the car was not moving ever.
Okay.
Just a stationary,
All right, yeah.
sitting in a driveway car.
Okay. Gotcha. That's what they all say.
I remember our Lone Star night when you kissed me in the lobby light. You ran your fingers through my hair. That's when I knew it was still there, 'cause you followed me when I walked away. You wanted to know, so I told you straight, and I could feel it on your lips, but I was much too late. Oh, go get drunk in your car, fall asleep in her arms, do what you have to do. When the day comes and the race is right, I'll do what I have to do. So hide a bomb under my heart. That's not how you play it. Set it off whenever you please. Take it all when I can see. Oh, take more than you'll ever need. Oh, go get drunk in your car, fall asleep in her arms, do what you have to do. And when the day comes and the race is right, I'll do what I have to do. And I'm gonna feel the way that I feel right now. Don't try to help me off the ground. You don't need me anymore. That's what you have. You have go get drunk in your car, fall asleep in her arms, do what you have to do. And when the day comes and the race is right, I'll do what I have to do. Go get drunk in your car, fall asleep in her arms, do what we used to do. And when the day comes and the race is right, I'll do what I have to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the upbeat, happy
That's
one.
the upbeat,
I mean,
FU
maybe not
kind of sassy one.
kind of like a
I
sad
was
happy.
just so mad when I wrote that song, and I just
How many strings did you break in the writing process?
Okay, I'm so hard on this ukulele.
I was wondering. Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
thinking you're jamming.
And like you see my thumb, I call it ukulele thumb
Oh.
because the bottom string is steel, and
Right. Yeah.
like I don't know how this ukulele like hasn't run away from me yet, because like I will rip it a new one every night.
That's good though.
Yeah.
It's not boring that way.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you didn't put anything into it. That, you rock that ukulele like you talked about.
I do, yeah,
You
I
own that
do.
thing.
It's funny. I don't usually like mess up that song either, so that was kind of I don't know. My brain was like kind of like drifting in it, and if you want me to redo it, I can. I'm fine with that though.
No.
Like,
I mean, that's
it's
kind of
the most authentic Courtney thing.
It's kind of up to you. The goal with the podcast is, and I had some I had one review on Reddit, like ever, not good, or like it was literally the only one.
Yeah.
And it just said that it was kind of like they could tell it wasn't scripted and all that, which it was. I mean, it kind of was. That was only the second episode, but I also think that like I don't want it to be perfect.
Oh yeah.
And I want there to be mistakes, because it's,
yeah.
if you're gonna play live, and that's kind of what this is trying to portray. It's trying to portray more of like what the musician will sound like in a live setting rather than when we produce something. Yeah.
I like that too, because I mean that I was playing the other night. I was playing Bottom Shelf, and I was this was like at a gig, and I was singing the song, or the part where I go, "Stop! You got to stop." What are my lyrics? Like only noticing me while I'm living in my regrets, and then I mess up, and I'm like, just like that.
Yeah.
Like I always I honestly I love messing up.
People like that though. I
Yeah.
think like I mean, you want some human
Yeah.
interaction when you go to a show, right? So I mean, yeah, mistakes are a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's all about how you recover from them.
You just gotta, I don't know. I mess up on stage all the time, whether it's like at work or whether it's performing.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty easy.
I'm excited to talk to you about this work thing.
Yeah.
About Harvest Productions. Isn't that there's a real quick affiliation with Rhino with them as well? Is that
Yeah, something. Oh yeah. We have a department called AV Solutions. It's the integration. So they installed all the D&B that's at Rhino. So
nice? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
there's some muscle behind their sound system, some German engineering behind their
Okay.
sound
Yeah,
system
that's
in there.
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear it sometime. I hear so much about the Rhino, and I just have not been to a show yet.
It's best venue in Kansas City.
That's awesome.
I stand by that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's talk about that then. Let's talk about your
Yeah.
degree. Do you have a degree?
No, I actually don't. So I graduated from high school in Riley, Kansas. And then I moved to Iowa for a stint. And then I had like a completely different plan of what I wanted to do with my life and where I was going to go after. It wasn't Iowa. I was like planning on moving to New York City because I got a scholarship to an acting school there. And that's what I was going to do. And then I kind of like, I'm glad that I didn't do it because I was 18 and I was a dumbass. And I hope it's okay. I'm cussing.
No, that's fine.
Like
We're not on the radio.
Okay,
Like
good.
the FCC can't stop this.
But yeah, no, I was like super dumb when I was 18. So like me being in New York would have not been cool. But I just like I decided I'm going to go to K-State. All my friends are there. I had a boyfriend in Manhattan at the time too. That was a huge influence on it as well. And so I was like, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I literally applied, got accepted, and enrolled a day before classes started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At
Procrastination.
K-State. Yeah, pretty much. Well, it was because it was procrastination on making the decision to do it. Got an apartment, everything, all the same. I was too late to be. I never lived on campus because I was too late to do that and all that stuff.
So you had to grab an apartment or something?
Yeah. Luckily, Riley, Kansas is Manhattan, Kansas, kind of in a way. So it worked out really well and really easily. And I still had like a huge friend group there and all the stuff. So I did that for a year and I was a theater major. And in that, I started working for McCain Auditorium, which is like they're a huge auditorium, but it's also a roadhouse. So concerts were coming through and musicals were coming through. And I started working with that and started working with the touring musicals. And I did a lot of props work and a lot of wardrobe work. Wow. And then there was one specific gig that came through there where I was on audio and I was helping fly out PA and all this stuff. And I just like thought it was the coolest
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And I pretty much, like, one day I was a student making minimum wage, and I look over at this guy that's coiling the same XLR that I'm coiling pretty much, and I'm like, I'm making minimum wage. He's making $15 an hour. I don't need to go to college. Like, I don't want to. It's a waste of my time. I mean, if you like college and you want to be a doctor, go do that. But I am also very much like, you don't need it. Like, you don't need it. And I kind of realized that. So I quit school.
Sounds like you found something you knew you wanted to do right then.
Exactly.
Like, light bulb moment.
And I wasn't going to learn what I needed to learn at Kansas State University for that. You know, I've realized since, like, a lot of people, like, they get great educations and stuff, but my real world knowledge for me personally is what is how I was able to learn the easiest way, and kind of made me get a leg up in some situations. And so I dropped out, and I started working for a coffee house and the Roadhouse and the McCain Auditorium as well. And in that time, like, I kind of thought, like, oh, I want to go on tour, like, with a musical. So maybe to fall back on, I'll get my cosmetology license so I can just, like, do wigs and stuff as well. So while I was doing all those things, I was working, I was doing 10 hours a day in cosmetology school. It started out at 7. I ended up doing 10 hours a day. And then I was also working at a coffee house, and I was driving to Lawrence to work at the Lead Center, which is their auditorium there as well. And pretty much, like, getting any gigs that I can on the side. And once I graduated from cosmetology school, I was thinking, like, okay, I'm working at McCain, I'm working in Lawrence at the Lead Center, and now I'm working in Kansas City because I started driving to Kansas City to work with the stagehanding company here.
Okay.
And that's what I was doing. I was just stagehanding the time. And I say just stagehanding
Rolling
because
cables and setting
cables
up mics
and stuff. Like, now, that being said, I love stagehands. Like, I loved working with them, and I love working with them now to this day because I don't know, I really appreciate everything they do for us because I used to do that all the time, you know. And I loved, God, that first summer of being a stagehand and working at Sandstone, or it's called like a Cricket Wireless Amphitheater now. No, Providence Medical Amphitheater.
They've changed it a bunch of times.
Yeah, they've changed it all the time. Like, working there, that first 2-3 seasons that I worked out there were just a dream. Like, I loved it. I saw some of my favorite bands come through.
That's amazing.
I like have so many memories out there and with the people and everything, and working at Arrowhead even, or at where the Royals play at Crown. What's it called? I almost said Crown City. Kaufman. Yeah. Like that was like huge for me, and I learned so much. And through that, I decided, like, okay, I need to figure out where I'm going to live because I can't live in Manhattan and drive to Kansas City all the time. So I need to either move to Lawrence or Kansas City. Now, I hate Lawrence, and it's definitely the K-State KU rivalry that makes me hate it so much. Like, it doesn't feel like a home to me. I don't look good in blue and red. I look good in purple, like that, you know, type of thing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to move to Kansas City. And I found somebody who I did not know very well, Olivia. And she was also in the cosmetology school I was at. I kind of was like, made announcements like, anybody moving to Kansas City? She's like, I'm moving to Kansas City. So pretty much how I did it was she told me an address and what day to show up and how much money to bring. And that's how I moved here with my Jetta. And
that's awesome.
The actual, like, my actual moving day though was insane because
was it one trip in the Jetta, or?
No, it was crazy.
Just curious.
I packed up like crazy early in the morning from Manhattan, and I drove to my new place in Lenexa. So I dropped all my stuff off there, and then I made a couple more trips back from Manhattan to Lenexa, with just trips, and then I went and I loaded out the show at Sandstone. And then I drove back to Manhattan. We got done at like 3 a.m. And I drove back to Manhattan, and I just cleaned my apartment until the sun came up, and then dropped off the keys.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was a very expensive, like, I was making pretty good money out there, but pretty much the load in and the load out paid for that entire day of me to just move. Because
Wow. Yeah.
there's a lot of gas.
You learn that you can survive on sleep deprivation during those times.
You really can.
And
Dude,
yeah.
there's been so many when I was a stagehand, like where it'd be like I would end a gig and then just have a gig the next day. So we would just like go ahead and drive, pretty much follow the show to the next city almost. And
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah.
So cute.
So okay, so yeah, sorry, just being distracted from the little screamer upstairs. Little Carter is screaming nowadays in a good way. So how does that segue into Harvest Productions? Yeah.
Yeah. So I started. I was working with this company called Janik. It's a stagehand company. And
that's my son, by the way. So if we can hear that, it's pretty funny. He's going crazy up in the kitchen, and that's fine. I kind of like it there. Hopefully, it doesn't bother you.
No, and I love it so much.
I'm still listening to you.
You're good.
Continue. I'm gonna grab this mouse real quick.
You're good. So yeah, I was working with Janik, and then I don't know. Eventually, I just started working for Local 31, which is the stagehanding union here, and I didn't really work for them that often, or like I wasn't trying to get my card type of thing. I was just trying to get the good money that they make, So I was working with them, and then through that, I met somebody who worked at Harvest, and when he told or did like contracting stuff at Harvest, and when he told me that, I thought like, oh my God, like Harvest Productions, I want to work there, like because I knew of them when I lived in Manhattan, and I like knew of them the whole time, and I worked with them through Local 31 a couple times, and I loved them so much. They're a small company. They're like I always enjoyed the people that I like met, and he was like, well, they're hiring this position. And it was like a production manager position, not qualified for it all. But he was like, but I'll put your name in for it and just apply. So I made like a resume that if I looked at the resume now, I would just like laugh at it because it was just, it had nothing on it.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't have an education on it. It had like a cosmetology license.
Yeah.
And here's where I've been a stagehand, type of thing. And
yeah.
It's the business is all who type. It's just what it is. The production.
Yeah.
But I got the interview for this production manager gig, and I like kind of was strategic in a way, I guess, where I showed them how much I love this lifestyle. Where they decided that like, no, we're not going to offer you the production manager, but we do want you to come in and be an audio tech for us.
Cool.
And then I did that 2 years ago, and I love my job.
So you're the person behind the board at the shows and stuff, right?
Yeah,
mostly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what kind of board? I mean, you probably use them a lot of different ones, or
Yamahas.
Yeah,
like CLQL.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I did not know that about you until you came over. So that's cool. We have a lot in common in that way.
Yeah.
Although I don't do live sound at all, and I told you the story. I don't need to tell you again. But,
it's a different ball game.
It's a different game. But man, I always admired live sound, and like growing up, I used to tell my parents like, let's go. Can we go look at the mixer? Like that's what I wanted to do when we first got to a concert with my family and stuff, and then we'd.
Yeah. No. When I was a kid and everything, like I wasn't really watching the shows. Like growing up, even like, man, I remember going to Warped Tour in 2009. That was my first Warped Tour, and I just like watched the like festival people, like I watched the person mixing and like the changeovers that had to be so fast.
Oh yeah.
Then when I got to actually work Warped Tour and be a part of the changeovers, like that was a huge deal for me.
You worked Warped Tour. That's awesome. What year?
R.I.P. 2016.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of bands did you mix?
I didn't actually get to mix them. No, that was back in my stagehanding.
Oh, okay.
Time.
So you were just okay. I'm sorry.
No, but in all those bands, like they travel with their own. It's crazy.
Yeah. They bring their own.
Yeah, every single band, they don't share gear. They don't share like engineers at all. So every time, but they just busted out those changeovers in like 15 minutes.
Wow.
That's
impressive.
Really cool thing to be a part of and learn from.
In the digital world, it's nice because you can save presets on boards and stuff, and it's like they got their tour saved basically, right?
Yeah.
It's like
just plug a little in.
And don't hit the white button or whatever you were talking about.
Don't hit the recall.
Yeah, the recall.
Hit store. It's
Well, gosh, I could talk to you about audio like all day long, but we
Yeah.
could do that off the podcast. My goal is an hour. We've went over that, so it's been fun.
Yeah. It's been
We've
a lot of
had,
fun.
for those of you listening, if there's any weird like edits or the computer crashed a couple times, and so we're doing the best we can with that. And we're splice this video together. But hello YouTube. We're getting better. I mean, like I said, this is only 8 episodes, so I mean, it's just
You're doing great.
gonna learn more and more about it, and
Yeah.
like what's gonna fuck up and what's not, and
Mhm.
whatever. And I can't believe I just said that on the.
Wow, you're a father.
I know.
Watch your fucking mouth.
I know. Yeah. Okay, so let's do one more song. What we'll do is we'll close out the podcast with your song,
Okay.
and then when the song ends, it'll be the end. But if you want to say any last words or anything, or talk about like your message with your music or something, just like a real brief, you know,
Yeah.
what you want people to take away from listening to you, and where they can find you online too.
Okay, yeah. I'm Courtney Ann Music on Instagram. That's what I post to the most, really. My stories are mostly me drunk talking about my cats or food or something, but music is in there, slips in there every now and then.
Cool.
But Instagram, and then I'm on Facebook, just Courtney Ann Hall, and Twitter, Courtney
Cool.
A Music or something like that. Spotify, you can find me, Courtney Ann Hall. I just have my single Bottom Shelf on there right now, but yeah,
All right.
that's where you can find me. And
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming over today and doing this. And
this is fun. I'm glad I did it.
and you're going to be the first episode with a screaming baby in a good way in the background.
Yay!
And
He's perfect.
yeah, he's really cool. But yeah, thanks again for coming over. Hopefully see you out sometime, and stay in touch, and all that fun stuff. And go check out a show. And you play at the Songbird. Is it Songbird
Tomorrow I play at Mockingbird Lounge.
or Mockingbird? Sorry, Songbird.
no,
But you do that every week, every Sunday.
that one's like an actual, like, you have to get booked for it
and
type of thing.
I got you.
But Song Lab, yeah, Song
on
Lab is
Mondays.
Mondays at right
I'm gonna
now.
back this up because I'm like saying, like, right now we're sitting here and I'm saying tomorrow, but this is gonna come out like
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So we're talking Sundays but every Sunday, so it's
Every
okay to
m-
talk about it. Is
Every Monday
Monday's
is Song Lab.
Yep,
Yep.
I got that. And then Sunday,
Sorry. And then
Is you-
every Sunday is they have what's it called? Songbird Sundays at Mockingbird Lounge on Strawberry Hill. Strawberry.
Cool.
Strawberry.
cool. All right, one final song from Courtney Ann Hall on KC Tunes and Brews, and that's gonna conclude episode 8.
Great.
So again, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Do you think you could love me? Do you think you could love me? Oh, I know. I'm not the only one. Who doesn't want to say goodnight? Make a joke on the way home. About how we're both all alone. Make a joke on the way home. About how we're both all alone. And say you'll see me. Thank you. Just kick over your mic.
All right,
Awesome.
thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.